Okay, today's episode, film music.
It's a good day for the road.
So film music is quite obvious. Everybody knows what film music is. Probably everybody has heard about Hans Zimmer, for instance. I actually went to Prague a couple of years ago to shoot a commercial in a place where they record a lot of the film music, like the orchestral ones. I'm not so fond of it. The reason why I don't like that type of film music is because it's too big and, it's too generic. To me, great film music is minimal. Anything that's minimalistic that creates emotions, that's what I love. Like anything that doesn't scream. You should feel this, or you should be happy now, or you should feel the drama, the thriller, whatever it is. To me, there's no soul in it. It's so, much the same stuff you hear in everything that you see. So that type of music, it actually has been around since like the 40s or something. And I think it's probably long before that. It probably existed in some other form. But even in the 40s, you had that type of music. Then it went on to be Star Wars theme. Then it went on to now be like the big Marvel films. And, it's in every film. And I don't like it because everything, I think, sounds the same. And I think it doesn't surprise you. It doesn't, make you interested in some way. But that's just me. Other people will say something else. This is a great book. It's in Swedish, so I don't think you're gonna be able to get it. But it's something I read when I went to film school. And mainly, it kind of talks about the audio, like the sound design. And I think for me, great music is something that actually you don't need, but it strengthens the emotions somehow anyways. Because a great film, I think, it focuses on sound design. Anything should be in the sound design to make it look natural and be a great film. Then when you put music on there, it should just emphasize everything and add to that. But you shouldn't be dependent on film music. At least that's how I see it. I love the minimal type of sound design and music because it creates a much stronger feeling, I think, and you get closer to the reality that you're watching. You get put in the spot. You get an intimacy between the viewer and the story. That's why I like it, and I think that the type of big orchestral type of storytelling that is in film music, it kind of takes over the whole place, and I don't know, it just feels too much. It's like a dialogue that's badly written, or it's like a overlit cinematography, something like that.
Okay, sorry, we're just fixing some stuff here. Yes. Let's try, just do it one more time.
Okay, we are ready.
It can be kind of hard to find music when you're working with YouTube or a film or something like that, because everything that is royalty free or something like stock stuff is usually like boring and it's generic, and it's just this type of stuff that I don't like. And I think most of it sounds like a copy of something but worse, a copy of a song that was played on the radio but much worse. But there are some interesting, innovative stock sites, I think, like Artlist, which I use as my main place to find music. Because they use a lot of, normal artists that you would, look at as independent artists, but they also use their music and try to distribute it. And I think it's an innovative way of finding talented artists and finding unique music, because often it's not unique music in the stock sites. So you're gonna have a difficult time finding something that has a strong personal voice. And I like that with Artlist. They have so much stuff that is like uniquely a whole album that is one sound or one type of story, sound, something like that, that you can use consistently throughout a film, for instance, so you don't have to have all these different type of artists. I'm an affiliate of Artlist, so if you want to use it, please use my link in the description, because then I can get some kickback for you being recommended by me. So help out. It really helps the channel to grow and all that. But the way that I had to work with music before I got Artlist was, for instance, in the Pearl of Africa, where I had to learn how to make music. I actually bought an Ableton Push to learn how to make music. I made some music when I was in like high school or something, but not since then. So I actually bought it, and then I started, to playing around with the atmosphere, because I love creating atmospheres, either by sound design or whatever. So for me, that was not such a big of a learning curve, I think. I know how I kind of want it to sound when I hear it, but it's hard to find that sound when you can't really use the tools to create it. So that took some time, but eventually, I learned how to make it, and I'm really happy with how it turned out. And then on top of that, I use some tracks from artists that I know, so I try to license those, and that's the way I've been working before, with friends that are composers. And sometimes I made music videos for them in order to pay for using their films. So yeah, it's a kind of a way to, use composers too. But other than that, I mainly use Artlist for, stuff that is quick, they don't have a budget. It's amazing. I've used other sites too, but those are the ones that I'm gonna stick with for now at least. Alright, so what do you think about film music? What is great film music? Let me know, comment below, subscribe if you haven't already. I'm doing these types of videos and vlogs and, yeah, short films.
It's a good day for the road.